Hey, what's up, guys? I showed this to you a while ago. This is a WR Case & Sons combination, kind of a commemorative type display piece. And this has both a Silver Eagle in it from, I think, 2008. Yeah, 2008 Silver Eagle. As well as a case cutlery mini toothpick in a bone configuration. And what I want to do is I wanted to give you a review of this knife. Alright, as you guys know, now I'm collecting these mini toothpick pattern knives. Since this is tiny, I'm going to bring you down real close here. Okay, so here's a knife. So I basically just want to review this knife, talk a little bit about it, and about this knife in general. Like I said, this is a case cutlery mini toothpick. Actually, I have the, let's see, there's some information in this, the lid here of the case. This is a model 610096SS, and the SS refers to stainless steel, as in their surgical steel blade. What exactly is the stainless steel? I don't know. It's a trade secret. You know, people can tell you what it's close to, but you'll never get a definitive answer as to what exactly it is. But anyway, this specific knife comes in all kinds of different configurations as far as the patterns, like what kind of handle material, there's any scroll work or crimping or anything on the bolsters, as well as a whole variety of different kinds of shields. Now on slip joints, the shield is this right here. Hopefully I can get this in nice and close for you. As you can see, this shield has the Case Cutlery logo on it. It says Case XX. It's really tiny. But anyway, there's all different kinds of configurations on this. Now there's literally like countless different kinds of handle material that Case has used over the years, from natural to synthetic. This specific one is a corncob jig, which is the style of jig, and that's done on a natural bone. And the coloring they use for this is dark molasses number 9. Okay, basically what they're doing is they're using an animal bone. A lot of times it's horse bone or maybe even cow bone. And what they do is they sand it down real fine so it's nice and smooth, and then they actually color it. In this case, it's that dark molasses number 9 is the coloring, and then they jig it. Okay, they basically cut out grooves in it, and what it does is it gives you this stag appearance. Okay, it appears like an animal horn or stag. Now, like I said, there's just dozens and dozens and dozens of different kinds of configurations, and a lot of things look like stag. Sometimes you have a genuine stag, India stag, all kinds of stuff. But that's this specific handle material on this one. Now, what's a little unique about this is that there's also a Case logo stamped into their base. Oh, come on, focus. On the base of the bolster here. And this one's number 0154. And this is a limited production run of 1,000. There's only 1,000 of these made. Let me let that focus for a second here. Come on. There we go. Alright, so there's only 1,000 of this specific one made, but that's because of this this design here on the bolster. You can get this exact same knife for roughly $50 to $75. In fact, you can get this knife in most configurations between $50 and $75, except for some unique ones, maybe a Damascus type blade or mother of pearl or abalone shell inserts for the handle material. Those are going to run you in the high 80s or even upwards of $100. These knives are very, very collectible. This is not, how can I put this? It's a knife you can use, but it's more for a collection than it is for actual use. I mean, some people will buy one really nice case knife and carry it every day, and that's totally cool. But I know what my average viewer is here on YouTube, and most of you guys, you either buy knives to collect them and put them away, or you buy knives and actually use them. There's certainly people who do both, like I do, but I would say for the most part, a lot of you guys are buying knives to actually use. And this is a bit pricey for what you get. I mean, it is a very small knife. I'm actually going to do some measurements here for you. These small or mini toothpicks are tiny. You can see how small this is. I mean, 5 inches overall length, or just over 5. I'll call it 5 1/4. Okay, blade being 2 inches sharpened, 2 1/4 for the blade size, and of course in the closed position here we're just at about 3 inches. Okay, now in my hand you can see it's a small knife. It's a very small pocket knife. I really like the sleek design. I really like the extended long clip point blade. I mean, don't be fooled, this tiny little knife is certainly a workhorse at cutting. Because it is a long clip point, because it's so thin up here, it's a thin stock to begin with, but it's also narrowed quite a bit. It is, you know, it's not the best hard-working blade, obviously. You're not going to want to really be rough with this. You might not use this to rip open a, you know, heavy-duty cardboard box, you know, a triple-layer cardboard box or something like that, because you do have a chance of the tip snapping off. But for smaller cutting jobs, and just as a nice gentleman's knife, it is just awesome. It's a beautiful piece, and like I said, for me, it's just a collectible. I'm not going to be using this, it's just going to be for display. This does have nickel-silver bolsters, okay, top and bottom. And of course the pin construction on, I believe all case knives are brass. Okay, so basically you have the pivot pin is down here. Not really, I mean the true pivot pin's underneath the bolster, which is the blade is connected to. But basically the pin, I shouldn't call it a pivot pin. It's the pin for the back spring. Okay, it's down here. Besides that, you have a pin on either side to keep the handle scales on, and that's on both sides as well. Beautiful piece though, very nice for a collectible, and the blade is darn sharp. Give you a little thumbnail test here, just to show you. Shave off the thumbnail. It is a very, very sharp blade. Very cool. There's a nail nick here for opening and closing if you don't want to touch the blade, or if it's hard to pinch that because there's not a whole lot of blade there. That's where the thumbnail goes in. And like I said, it is a slip joint. There's no lock on it, just a back spring that kind of keeps it open. Okay, so it doesn't close on you very easily. But it is a beautiful, beautiful piece. Now, as time goes on and I get more these mini toothpicks for my collection, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to focus on the knife specifically because they're all going to be basically the same thing. I'm going to focus more on some up-close detailed shots like you're seeing here, as well as talk specifically on the handle material. Because this specific pattern is the same amongst all different companies around the world. The only thing that's really going to be different when you get your mini toothpick or small Texas toothpick is the handle material. Blade steel is usually going to be a stainless. It's very hard to find, you know, carbon steel in this type pattern. Size will vary a tiny bit amongst companies. I mean, you may get one from Rough Rider that's like a hair larger or maybe a tiny bit smaller. But the biggest difference really is just going to be handle material. So like I said, I'll focus on that in the future as I show more of these different knives I'm going to add to my collection. But you can see that real nice stag appearance on the reverse scale here. Real beautiful though. Case does a fantastic job on fit and finish. Everything's very tight. You can see there's no cracks or spaces in between handle material and steel. A good place to look on slip joints is the spine of the knife. Okay, you can see there's brass liners in between. And just no gaps. There's no gaps anywhere. The polish is very high polish. In fact, it's a mirror polish. Even on the blade here. Okay, let's see if we can get a shot of the camera. I don't know if it's going to reflect it, but you have the mirror polish finish on this. But absolutely beautiful knife. WR Case & Sons is an awesome company. If you're into slip joints, they're definitely worth checking out for sure. There's a lot of companies around the world that make great products, but Case, from what I understand and what I've read in more than one place, Case cutlery knives are the most collected knife brand in the world. I've read that, like I said, in numerous different places, so I don't know if that's completely true, but I can tell you there's thousands of people out there that collect these knives. If you don't know, WR Case & Sons is actually owned by Zippo, as in Zippo lighters. They bought the company out, I don't know exactly what year, but it's been, I want to say, close to a decade now that they've owned them. So that's the Case Cutlery Mini Toothpick in the Dark Molasses number 9 corn cob jigged bone handles. I know it's a mouthful, but anyway, beautiful little piece, very, very collectible. Cool knife to use as long as you're not doing anything that's really hard that's going to break that tip off. So thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.